on your body. If you like you're still working on your flexibility, then go with a really thick book. If you're feeling pretty open, we're going to do some shoulders and hips. So if you're feeling really open, then you can go with a smaller book. I just grabbed the biggest book I have.
Just say so. I need to know from you right now before I go.
It's so good to meet everyone. While we wait for I'll give everyone about another minute or two. I do want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Selena. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. I live in Washington, D.C. I started yoga in 2012 when I was in college. I got really stressed out and was looking for a way to kind of manage with my anxiety and everything. And so I took a yoga class at Morgan State University. And then I fell in love, and so I took that same class every semester until I graduated. And the teacher told me I'm really great. I should go into a yoga teacher program. That was $3,000, so I had to save up for a little bit. But then I became an English teacher after college, and then I did my yoga teacher training specifically for English teachers who want to bring yoga to their school community. So I did that, and I started teaching yoga at my school. And then I joined a studio, and then I joined a studio specifically for bringing yoga to the Southeast DC community. If you're not familiar with DC, that's the majority at-risk, high poverty population. And then I wanted to learn more about yoga, so I went to India for a summer and got the second half of your yoga teacher training. And now I'm in DC. I'm teaching with a studio now online called the Bar Method. They also do bar classes. I teach power yoga is my training, but today I'm going to offer you a beginner's power yoga, and then the second half will be more restorative yin yoga. So yin yoga, you hold the poses for a little longer than normal, and it's supposed to break up the tension between your muscles. I'm going to work on some shoulders and some hips today. You should get a full body stretch. Feel free to move at your own pace and take a child's pose whenever you need, all right? Any questions before we get started? Everyone have a book or a block? Good. All right. Let me switch over the playlist. We're going to get started laying on our back. So lay down on your back. And then from here, I want you to bring the soles of your feet together to touch. So you're reclined butterfly pose. So lay down all the way on your back. Soles of the feet into touch. Take your left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Close your eyes. Draw the shoulders down the back. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale in. Feel the belly rise underneath the hand. And then exhale, let it go. Really close your eyes, set your intention here. Think about what brought you to your mat today. Think about what energy you want to receive. What energy do you have to give? Take in as much air as you can on every inhale. And then slowly exhale it out. Just start to center yourself. Start to scan the body. You want to feel your body from the inside out. Just using this moment here on your mat to check in with yourself. How are you feeling both mentally and physically? How do you want to feel at the end of our practice? Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. In yoga, we breathe in through our nose and out through field lift. This is called Ujjayi breathing. It helps keep the heat in the body, and that'll allow you to find more space within your muscles. So every inhale, every exhale, try to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. From here, you're going to inhale the right knee in towards your chest and extend the left leg out nice and long. Really hug that knee in, pointing those left toes, taking a breath in and a breath out. From here, inhale the right leg straight up and then support that right leg anywhere that's comfortable. Maybe on the back of the shin, maybe you reach up towards your ankle, maybe you hook onto that big toe. Try not to judge yourself. wherever you are in your practice. Just find what works for you and be happy where you are at all times. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Pull that knee in towards your forehead, taking a breath in and a breath out. Now inhale as you lift the shoulders up off the ground, peeling the entire upper back, working to connect your forehead towards your knee. Point your toes, inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Release the shoulders down. Keep holding onto that right leg and then open it out towards the right side. You're going to take your left hand and press your left hand down into the mat. Press your left hip, down into the mat. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhale that right leg back up to center. On the exhale, hug it in towards your chest. Feel your shoulders up, sink the leg. And then replace the right leg down, switching it out for the left. So hug the left knee in this time, super, super close. Bending that left knee towards left armpit, taking a breath in. And a slow exhale out. Your Ujjayi breath should make a sound that only you can hear, kind of like the ocean. Some teachers say Darth Vader, whatever speaks to you. Inhale, deep extend that left leg up towards the ceiling, supporting it wherever comfortable. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhale as you peel the shoulders up off the mat, working to connect your forehead to your knee. That right leg stays nice and straight. Point both toes. Inhaling through the nose. And on the breath out, replace the shoulder blades down. Send right hand to right hip as you open the left leg out towards the side. It doesn't have to touch the ground. As much as comfortable for you. You do want to keep both hips and both shoulders grounded into the mat. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhale as you bring that left leg back up to center. Hug the knee in towards your chest, peeling the shoulder blades up, pointing those right toes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then this time, replace your shoulder blades down and bring the right knee up to meet the left. So you're in this little ball shape at the center of your mat. Start to rock back and forth on your lower back. Squeezing those knees in towards your chest. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Cross the ankles and rock yourself up towards a seated position in the middle of your mat. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the shoulder blades back. You guys look great. And we're going to work on our neck and our shoulders from here. So we're going to inhale as we send the heart forward and then lean over towards the right knee and then scoop the belly in, pressing the shoulders back, really exaggerate the motion, and then lean over towards the left. So you're taking a full circle with the center of your body. Exactly. Keep pressing the knees down. Try to keep your hips down on the mat. Lift the chin up off the chest. Let's do one more. And then when you're ready, go to the opposite direction. Do one more. And then come back to center. Draw the shoulder blades back. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to drop your right ear to right shoulder. Take right hand, press it on top of left ear, and gently hold here. Close your eyes. Allow the shoulders to travel down the back. Breathing normally. To the opposite side. Left ear to left shoulder. Gently pressing down. Careful not to strain the neck. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling. Coming back to center. I want to offer you another breathing practice tonight. So make 2 fists with your hands. Bring them underneath your chin. On the inhale, we're going to lift our elbows up towards the ears. And on the exhale, we're going to press them down together. So this is the same kind of movement you want to happen in your belly. So let's inhale as we rise. Exhale, constrict down. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Last one, take a breath in. And a breath out. Release your hands on top of your knees. Sit still for a moment. Notice how it feels to take in more air. To be intentional with your breathing. To say to control the breath is to control the mind. From here, with closed eyes, you're going to start to make circles with your nose. Imagine your nose is the tip of a pencil. You're just making circles with your neck. And then those circles start to become just a little bit bigger. Really careful here not to strain. We don't move our necks as much as we should anymore, so be really sensitive with your nose. Allowing those circles to become bigger and bigger. Maybe you pause in a direction that speaks to you. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's start to reverse our circles in the opposite direction. Leading with your nose, as big or as small. And then pausing back at neutral. From here, we're going to roll over our knees and come into a tabletop position. So in tabletop, spread your fingertips nice and wide, shoulders on top of the wrists, knees below the hips, tops of the feet pressing down. Let's take some cat-cow. So you're going to inhale as we lift the chin, gaze goes up. This is cow pose, drawing the shoulder blades back. Exhale as you tuck the chin, press the pelvis forward, pushing the ground away, pulling the shoulder blades apart. Cat pose. Inhale up to cow, gazing up towards the ceiling. And then exhale as you round through the spine. Inhale, gaze goes up. Exhale, we round. Keep moving just like that. And I invite you to kind of express some creativity here. So maybe you want to roll out the neck. Maybe you want to sway your hips from left to right. Maybe you like this one. Play with your weight, moving it forward and back. Close your eyes, let go of what you think you look like. You're in the comfort of your own home. So really do whatever speaks to you. Rolling out through the spine. Just making sure that the breath is the first thing that you do. Noticing every inhale. Feeling every exhale. Last breath to play. And then pausing back here at neutral. You're going to inhale as you extend the right hand forward and flex the left toes back, peeling them up off the mat. So opposite hand and foot are lifted. Look past your fingertips, take a breath in. And on the exhale, connect knee to elbow at the center. Finding that cat shape in the back. Inhale to extend. Exhale, connect to center. Inhale to extend. Exhale, connect to center and hold. And then release. Opposite hand and foot rise. So left hand extends forward, flexing those right toes, become super long through the spine. Look forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, connect to center. Inhale to extend. Exhale, connect to center. Inhale to extend. Exhale, connect to center and hold. Tucking that chin in towards your chest and release. From here, you're going to bring your hands just a little bit out in front of you. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, finding your first downward facing dog. Find stillness here for one breath, checking in with your alignment. Make sure your feet are 2 fist distance apart. Spread your fingertips, push your index finger down, tuck your chin, see if you can see your belly button. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. From here, come up onto the tips of the toes, look forward, and then walk your feet forward to meet your hands. So you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Grab opposite elbows, Look down at the belly. Allow the body to hang heavy. Inhale, scoot the arms up overhead. Reach nice and tall. Take a small back bend. And then bring your hands down and curl up the front of your chest. All right, lift the arm up just a little bit. Inhale, arms sweep up nice and tall. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Finding a 90-degree bend in that left leg. Inhale as the arms come up over the head here in a high lunge. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Bring your hands down and around the left foot. Step back into a plank. You can take plank on your toes or on your knees. So from here, you're going to rock your weight forward, bringing those shoulders past the wrist. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, squeeze the elbows in by your sides, lowering down to hover 1 inch above the mat. Only thing on the mat here are your hands and your toes. You're still strong. Smile. And then inhale to split the toes under. Sending the hips down, finding upward facing dog. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale as the right leg lifts up nice and high. Point those right toes. And then step the right foot forward in between your hands. Standing high lunge here on the other side. Keep that 90-degree bend with the right leg. Inhale, arms sweep up past the ears. High lunge. Exactly. And feel free here, you can leave the left leg lifted, or you can lower it to the knee down for extra support. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling. Gaze up, draw the shoulder blades back, sit nice and low. Look forward at your right toes, bring your hands down around the right foot, taking a breath in. And on the exhale, step the left foot forward. And a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms sweep up past the ears. On an extended mountain pose. And then exhale, hands come down by your side. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms sweep up past the ears. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. And then exhale, bring both hands down, this time stepping the left foot back. Inhale, rise, finding a high lunge. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Hands come down and surround the right foot, step back into a plank. On your knees or on your toes, you're going to lower down to chaturanga, hovering 1 inch above the mat, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale to roll forward into an upward facing dog. So an upward dog, you're squeezing the elbows in by your sides. Lower the knees down to hover about 1 inch above the mat. Take a breath in. On the breath out, tuck the toes under, sending the hips back, finding downward facing dog. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhale, lift the left leg up nice and high. Point those left toes. And then exhale as you step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise to a high lunge. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Take a breath in. On the exhale, bring your hands down and turn the left foot. Step the right foot forward. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, arms sweep up past the ears. Find extended mountain pose. And then exhale, bring hands down to prayer at the center of your chest. I'm going to repeat that sequence. I'm going to cue 1 breath in between each pose. If you want to move faster or slower than that, feel free, okay? Inhale, arms sweep up past the ears, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, hands come down, plank pose. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the right leg lift. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale, hands come down, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, plank. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, the left leg lift. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep up, extended mountain pose, bringing them into prayer above head. And the hands come down in prayer at the center of your chest. Close your eyes, catch your breath. Take a breath in through the nose, and then open exhale out, let it go. Good job. Inhale, arms come into prayer, up above head, sit down into a chair pose. So those big toes come into touch, squeeze those knees, look forward, up dog through the chest. And this time you're gonna interlace your fingers and then turn the palms away. And then from here, you're gonna bring your weight forward, coming into the tips of the toes, peeling the heels up off the mat. If your legs are shaking, that's good. It means they're working. Take a breath in. On the breath out, release the heels down, find forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Then the left foot. Finding your plank pose to chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhaling to down dog. Inhale the right leg lift. Point those right toes. Then find a 90-degree bend in that right leg. Bringing the right heel really, really close to left glute. Inhaling through the nose. And then exhale, step the right foot forward, helping it if you need. Bend the edge of the left foot down. Inhale, rise to warrior one. So this is different than high lunge because that back foot is down. We still have that 9-degree bend in our right leg. And our hips and shoulders are facing forward. Taking a breath in. On the exhale, hands open out to a T, finding warrior two. Maybe you can come a little lower in the leg. You want to feel like you're pulling the mat apart. Those big toes are pressing down. Look past your middle finger on your right hand. Draw the shoulder blades down. Then we're going to inhale to reverse our warrior. So we're going to spin that right hand over our ear, tuck that left arm across our lower back. Take a breath in and reach. And then exhale, chaturanga down. Hands come down and surround the right foot. Step back to a plank. Take your vinyasa. Inhaling to up dog. Exhaling to down dog. You can always skip that and meet us in a downward dog, or maybe you want to hold a child's pose. Inhale, lift the left leg up super high, point those left toes, and then step the left foot forward. Spin the right leg down. Inhale, rise, finding warrior one. Press the palms together, look up at your thumbs. Breathe. Take a breath in. From the exhale, hands open out to a T, finding warrior two. Inhaling through the nose and exhale. Look down at your left knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. If you can't see your big toe, you want to press that left knee towards left pinky toe. Inhale to reverse. Left hand comes over your ear, tuck the right hand. Back leg is straight. And then cartwheel the hands down to surround the left foot. Taking your vinyasa or meeting us in a downward dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. So I told you we were going to work on our shoulders. So from down dog, you're going to drop your forearms down onto the mat. Look past your fingertips to the top of your mat. Come up onto the tips of the toes and start to walk your hips forward. You may not go very far, but the goal here is to get your hips to stack over the shoulders. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Give me 5 slow, deep breaths here, and then we'll let it go. Take a breath in and a breath out. Next one, stay with me. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take a breath in and a breath out. Take a breath in and a breath out. Last breath. And then release the knees for the outside edges of your mat. Find child's pose. Bring those big toes into touch. Knees open nice and wide, forehead rests down. Hands extend out in front of you. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. Lift that right hand up nice and high towards the ceiling, gazing up at right thumb. Then you're going to tuck the right hand underneath the left, resting your right cheek down. This is called thread the needle. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling. You have options here with your left hand. You can leave the left hand extended out in front of you, or it can come across your lower back, reaching for your right pocket. If you're reaching for that right pocket, you want to look over your left shoulder. Again, breath in and a breath out. From here, you're going to replace the left hand down first. Then lift that right hand back up towards the ceiling and then let it go. Inhale as you lift the left hand up this time. And then exhale as you tuck that left hand underneath your right shoulder. Again, you have options here with that right hand. You can reach back for your left pocket. You can stay exactly where it is. You pick what speaks to you. From here, you're going to place the right hand down first. And then inhale as you lift that left hand back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, let it go. Come back into a tabletop pose. So your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, knees below the hips. And from here, you're just going to position yourself that way you have enough space to walk your hands out in front of you. Keep walking your hands back, and then you're going to send the heart down. So maybe your chin connects to the mat. This might be a place where you grab that block or a book and you bring it so that way you can rest your chin down onto the block. This is called puppy pose. So you're sending the heart down, those hips stay lifted. And the goal here is to have your chin and your chest connect towards the mat. Keep looking at the top of your mat. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. The longer you hold this, the more space you might find that you've created. If you want to play with moving the block away, feel free. From here, you're going to lift the chin up off the mat, slowly walk the hands back, and find your child's pose. This is going to be a different child's pose. Bring your knees in super close, and then have your hands reach behind you towards your toes, and then rest the forehead down. This will pull the shoulders apart, giving them a small break here. Once again, you're working to connect that chin, the nose, or the forehead towards the ground above your knees. Come back to breath, close your eyes. Try not to let your mind wander. In those moments of silence, just notice your inhale and your exhale. Notice the quality of your breath. Notice what's longer, your inhale or your exhale. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands back out in front of you and then come lying down onto your belly. Stack your palms on top of each other at the top of your mat, creating a small pillow for your forehead, and rest your forehead down. Taking a breath in, and an open exhale out. This is Wind Down Wednesday. Let's do it again. Take a breath in, and an open exhale out. Bring your left forearm parallel to the top of your mat. Put a 90-degree bend in your right leg. Reach back for the inside of your right foot. Look forward, and then peel the right thigh up off the mat. This is half bow pose. Toes are pressing into the hand. Find that lift. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Once again, stack both palms back at the top of your mat. Rest the forehead down. We're here for one breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring the right forearm this time parallel towards the top of your mat and put that bend in the left foot. Reach back for the insides of your left toes, press the toes into the hand, lift the left thigh up off the mat. If you're using that right hand to press the chest up, maybe you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, exhale, hold. One more breath in, and then exhale, release. Stack those palms on top of each other once again, take a rest, and breathe. All right, you ready for full bow pose? Bend both legs this time. You're gonna grab the outsides of your feet. Bring those knees in to touch. Peel the shoulder blades together and then down the back. We're gonna start with the chest first, so lift the chin, gaze goes up, taking a breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, lift the thighs up off the ground, pressing the toes into the hands, pulling the shoulder blades back. You're balancing here only on your pelvic bone. Keep lifting the legs, lift higher. You know you have 1 more inch in you. Taking a breath in. And on the exhale, rock over towards the right. So you're laying on right shoulder, opening your heart towards that left edge of your mat. Keep pointing the toes up towards the head. Don't let go of your shape. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Rock back to center. And then rock over towards the left. Once again, turning those left toes up towards your head. You're still keeping the back bend. This time we're just inviting a shoulder opener. You should feel this in the center of your shoulder blades. And then rock back to center. And then let it go. Stack both hands at the top of your mat. Rest the forehead down. And breathe. From here, you're going to bring the palms facing down to surround the centers of your chest. You're going to inhale, do lift the hips up and back, coming into a kneeling position on your heels. Exactly. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to lift the hips up off the heels, open your knees so they're about hip width distance apart. I'm going to do another back bend here. So hands come up onto the hips, squeeze the shoulder blades, press the hips forward as you send the heart back. Might feel good on your neck to lift the chin and look behind you. Totally optional. Inhaling through the nose and exhale with an open mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Last breath in. Open, exhale out. Tuck the chin in first, and then send the hips back towards the heels. Find that wide-legged child's pose once again. Hands come out in front of you, and breathe. From here, grab your block or your book, bring it out in front of you. You're going to keep that child's pose in the legs. This time, you're just going to bring your elbows to rest on top of your block or book, and then press your hands together into prayer. So you see here with your elbows on the block or the book, there's a little space, and that's where your head is going to go. So you're going to bring your head down in between your hands, and then you're going to send the thumbs to press down onto the back of your neck. So play with this, because the further the block is from you, the deeper the stretch in the shoulders. So pick what works for you. If you don't like this and you don't want to use the block at all, you can move the block away and take that same pose just on the ground on your mat. Exactly. From here, you're going to move the block away and then walk your hands out in front of you and come back to lying on your belly. From your belly, you're going to open your hands out to a T. If you don't have enough space near you off your mat to open your hands out into a T, then just take a cactus shape. From your cactus shape, you're going to lift that left leg, point those left toes, just like we did in bow pose. This time, you're going to send the left toes over towards the right side of your mat, so you're rolling onto that right shoulder. We're going to hold here. If you have very open shoulders and you're not feeling much of a stretch here, you're going to bring your left hand and hook it behind you, reaching towards the right hand. If those left toes don't come down to connect on the ground, then that's where you can place your book or your block to bring the ground closer towards you. Giving you lots of options, just find what works for you. Gaze up towards the ceiling for a deeper stretch. And then from here, lift that left leg. Roll the hips back down on towards the mat. So you're lying, once again, just resting the chin down, lying on your stomach. Just check in with yourself. Feel the difference between your two shoulders. And then inhale as you lift that right leg, pointing those right toes, sending it over towards the ground, towards your left hip. So you're resting now on your left cheek, sending as much weight as comfortable towards the left side, taking any variation or modification that you did on the right side. Bring that right foot back to center. Resting that right hip down. Bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders, palms facing down. And then push yourself up and back to a tabletop pose. You're going to inhale as you extend the right hand forward, flex those left toes back. This time we're going to put a 90-degree bend in that left leg. Reach back for those left toes, finding scorpion pose. So lifting that left thigh nice and high, looking forward. And then release that left leg down, switching it out for the right. So right leg extends behind you, left arm extends in front. And then reach back for right toes, taking that small back bend. And then release. From here, you're going to spread the fingertips nice and wide, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find downward facing dog. From downward dog, I want you to make your downward dog wider than normal. So maybe your feet come off the edges of your mat, a little wider than hips width distance. And then take your right hand and reach for left knee, left ankle, left toes, and look underneath your armpit up towards the ceiling for a downward dog with a twist. You don't always have to take the most advanced options. Be humble with yourself. It's okay to be up here on your knee or your shin. Place the right hand back towards the top of your mat, switching it out for the left, reaching with that left hand towards the right knee, ankle, or toes. Finding that twist, looking up underneath your right armpit towards the ceiling. and then replace the left hand down. Shorten your downward dog back to your normal. And then inhale as the right leg lifts. Point those right toes. And then put that 90-degree bend back in that right leg. And I want you to take 3 circles, clockwise and then counterclockwise with that right knee. Make them as big or as small as comfortable with your hips. Making those circles with your knee. And then once you've taken your 6 circles, look forward and bring right knee to right wrist. Scoot that left hip back a lot. This is pigeon pose. So first we're going to find proud pigeon. So tent the fingertips, walk them back by your hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades in, lift the chin, gaze goes up and hold. Taking a breath in. And on the exhale, you're going to find sleeping pigeon. So hands come out in front of you. Opening your elbows wider than your hips. This is a great place to take that block or that book. If your right hip is really, really lifted, nowhere near the ground, slide the book underneath the right hip. Resting down in sleeping pigeon pose. Hold here. You guys look great. Sometimes when we work on the hips, we want to like move and fidget around. We hold a lot of emotion and tension in our hips. Just notice the sensations without feeling the need to change it. Breathe into it. It is meant to be an uncomfortable pose. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling. I invite you to practice stillness, both mentally and physically. All right, you're going to slowly lift the chest. We're going to take some variations to that left leg. This is totally optional. You can bend the left toes, reach back with your left hand, and pull the toes towards left hip for a quad stretch. The right hand can be lifted on your fingertips. If you're feeling really open, maybe you drop down onto your forearm. If you're feeling super open here, maybe you drop all the way down onto your forehead while you're still holding onto that left knee, those left toes. And then release that left leg. Everybody's going to lift the chest. Now listen closely. You're going to drop down onto your right hip, and you're going to swing the left leg forward. And then that left ankle is going to rest on top of right knee. You're going to scoot that right ankle forward. I'm going to face you. Scoot the right ankle forward. So that way, this is called fire log pose or king pigeon. So you've got left ankle on top of right knee, and then left knee on top of left ankle. This makes sense. Thumbs up. Where are we there? Okay. And so from fire log pose, you're flexing both toes, and then inhale, arms sweep up past the ears. And then exhale as you fold forward. You may not go very far. I'm not the best example. I've got pretty open hips. But maybe you're able to walk your hands out in front of you, resting the forehead down. Maybe you can get your forearms down onto the ground. Wherever you are, tuck the chin in towards the chest, gazing towards the belly. You should feel something on both of the outsides of your hips, more so on the left side because that's the leg on top. This is such a good pose to do and hold every day. If you're working from home, this is a great way to sit in front of that computer. And then lift the chest, walk the hands back up. So you're coming to a seated position. And then from here, you're just going to cross the legs and then rock forward. So you're coming almost back into a tabletop pose. But here in our tabletop, this time we're going to flex the feet and bring the knees wider than hips. Everybody's body is different, so how wide you go is completely up to you. And you can stay here on the palms of your hands in frog pose. If you want some extra protection for your knees, you can turn to the long edge of your mat like I am. Flex your toes, stay here on the palms of your hands, or drop down onto your forearms. Women tend to have more open hips, so if you're able to like just walk your hands out and rest down on your chin, that's option 3. Flex the toes to protect the knee. Last breath in. And exhale, start to come out of the pose. There's no cute way to do this. So we're going to meet back in a tabletop position. And then from tabletop, find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Notice the changes in your legs when you kind of let go and work through the tension in your hips. Always notice that my legs feel a little lighter. And then you're going to inhale as you lift that left leg up nice and tall, pointing those left toes. And then find that 90-degree bend in the left leg. Take your 3 circles with that left hip. 3 circles in both directions, as big or small as comfortable for you. And then look forward when you're done and find pigeon pose, bringing that left knee towards left wrist, scooping the right hip back, tucking the toes under, walking your hands back by your hips, proud pigeon first, squeeze the shoulder blades in, gaze up, and then exhale down to sleeping pigeon. Forehead rest down. Maybe slide the block underneath your left hip for some extra support. Just breathe, let it go. Try to relax. Just noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Noticing the sounds of your breath. Noticing where the breath is traveling. Letting go wherever you're holding any tension. Now is the time if you want to take any variations to that right leg that you did on the left side, feel free. Maybe you reach back for right toes, pulling them in, resting on that forearm, the hand, or back down into your chin. Releasing the right leg. Everybody's going to lift the chest, drop the hip over towards the left. So we're going to find fire log pose once again. So you're going to flex those left toes as you sweep the right leg forward, bringing right ankle to rest on top of left knee. So this should be the opposite side that you haven't done. Are we good? All right. So if there's like a lot of extra space in between your right knee and the ankle, you can slide a block under there too. That might make it more comfortable. Wherever you are, inhale, arms extend up, nice and tall, long through the spine. And then exhale as you walk the hands out in front of you, tucking the chin, resting the forehead down. Both hips stay on the ground. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Allow the elbows to become heavy so that upper body is working to rest on top of the thighs, on top of the legs. Working on our outer hips here. The longer you hold it, the deeper you can go. So keep pushing yourself, working to rest that upper body down. Eventually the forehead will touch the ground in front of you. Slowly come out of the pose, releasing the legs, bringing the soles of the feet down onto the mat, and then positioning yourself to have enough space to lay down. Hands are you're gonna hug the knees in towards the chest. Hands are gonna wrap around the knees, reaching for opposite elbow. Press that lower back down into the mat. We're gonna take shoulder stand here. You can take supported shoulder stand with the book underneath your hip. If you would like to take the full expression of the posture, you're gonna cross your ankles and then start to rock up and down on your mat. You're gonna use this momentum to peel the hips up off the ground, supporting the hips with your hands, fingertips facing up towards the ceiling. So keep drawing the shoulder blades underneath you, resting the back of the neck and the head down. With your legs lifted, you've got the option here to take any shape that feels good. So maybe you roll through the ankles, play with the toes. I like to open my legs up nice and wide, maybe scissor them. And bring the soles of the feet into touch. Just play with it. We're winding down, so this will get the blood moving in the opposite direction, telling the body it's time to cool down. This is also a good pose to do if you struggle with insomnia. I know my sleep schedule has just been all over the place. But if you do this on your headboard or in your bed, I found that it's been really helpful with sleep. From here, you're going to bring the toes on the ground above your head for plow pose. You can stay here. If you're feeling really open and you want to bend your knees in towards your ears, you have that option too. From here, everyone is going to place their hands on their hips and slowly lower the back down and towards the mat. And then extend the legs straight out in front of you. The counter posture for shoulder stand is fish pose. So to find fish pose, the hands are going to come down by your sides, palms facing down. You're going to press the palms into the mat, press the elbows into the mat, and then lift the chin away from the chest. And keep pressing down with your hands and your elbows, and then lift the center of the chest. So lift the heart up off the mat. Lift the heart just high enough so you can bring the crown of the head, that's the flattest part of the top of your head, down onto the mat for fish pose. And then from here, you point the toes, keep pressing the hands and the forearms down into the mat. Let's take 3 breaths here in fish pose. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Last breath in. Big exhale out. Tuck the chin, lower the shoulders down onto the mat, and then bring your knees with you towards the center. Squeeze those knees in. And then hands are going to open out to a T. Leave your knees exactly where they are. You're going to hook the right knee on top of the left knee. You can stay here. If you're able, you can tuck the right toes behind left shin. These are eagle legs. From here, you're going to drop the right knee over towards the left shoulder. If you're able to get those toes onto the ground, that's great. If not, grab a block and bring the ground closer towards you. And now you're going to look away from your legs over the right shoulder. So a supine twist with eagle legs. Close your eyes and breathe. Bring your knees back to center. You're going to switch out the right knee for the left. The left knee comes on top, hooks on top of the right. Maybe the left toe is tucked behind that shin. Dropping the left knee over towards right shoulder, gazing towards left shoulder. Try to keep both shoulders down into the mat. That left hip should be lifted. Bring those knees back to center. Releasing the eagle legs, grabbing the outside edges of your feet, finding happy baby pose. So opening the legs out nice and wide as you take 90-degree bends in both legs, pulling the knees down towards your armpits. Tuck the chin in towards the chest and start to rock back and forth in your happy baby pose. I invite you to smile. We're at the end of our practice. You were absolutely amazing today. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself one last hug. And then extend the legs straight out in front of you. Arms flipped up, hands out nice and wide by your sides. Releasing the shoulders down the back. Close your eyes. We're going to start our meditation here with a body scan. You're going to use your attention and your awareness to scan up the body and find areas of tension to let go. Starting with the arches of the feet, feeling where your heels connect towards the mat, allowing that space to become heavy. Scanning up the backs of the legs, noticing the shins, the hamstrings, the hips. Feel where your low back connects, feel where it doesn't. Releasing the pelvic floor. Breathing normally through the stomach. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest. Feeling where the shoulders connect down. Allow the shoulders to become heavy. Release, surrendering your spine into the mat. Relaxing through the fingertips. Traveling up the forearms. Noticing the neck. Letting go through the back of the head. releasing your jaw, softening the space in between your eyebrows, allowing the tongue to release from the roof of your mouth, maybe the lips spread apart. You've done all the work in your practice today, so the goal here is just to be still, both mentally and physically. Just noticing the rise and fall of your belly. If your mind starts to wander, come back to breath. Take a slow inhale in through the nose and an open exhale out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take circles with your ankles and your wrists. Reach your arms above head, pointing the toes away, taking a full body stretch. And then hug the knees in towards your chest, locking yourself up towards a seated position. And then I would say come to your computers, turn on gallery view, and look at everyone who participated in our class and community today. Thank you guys so much. This was so fun. My name is Selena. I hope I see you again next week. It's really nice. What a cute little dog. Oh, Laura. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Go get your glass of wine.